people talk a lot of shit on arranged marriages, but I think that it's very crucial for women to have their father in their life or some type of man that they respect when it comes to choosing the men. Because a lot of men are frauds out here. I'll just say it. A lot of men know how to finesse the game. They know how to tap into a woman's emotions,
Yeah.
and they know how to make her feel a certain way and get her to a point where, she's in love. And one thing I've learned over the years is that women make choices that are very much aligned with how they feel at that point in time.
Yep.
So if you're a type of man who could manipulate a woman's emotions and tap into that side of her, you could be a fraud and she'll never know. And it takes another man who has some experience dealing with other men to really perceive this guy and be like, nah, he's not the one for you.
I'm
But-
I'm in 100% agreement.
I spoke to a lot of women. I even heard other podcasts where they bring on women, things like that. Women don't want to involve a man in their dating choices, and it's just so crazy. They want to have the option and the freedom to make their own choices, even though it might be a fucking horrible choice.
When I did a podcast a few weeks ago, I showed up to the podcast 20 minutes late. And when I was on my way to the podcast, I was watching it on live as it was going on. There was a man there. He had on a construction vest and he was talking to like 3-4 women, and there was 2 other dudes. These women were hearing what he was saying, but they weren't listening to what he was saying. And the reason that they weren't was because they didn't respect him, because he had on a work uniform.
Yep.
And because they looked at him as subservient to the government and to the world. So they felt like, we can't fall under your leadership because you probably haven't fallen under your own leadership. And when a woman can visibly see your program on you, then they don't respect it. So when I pulled up and I had on a blazer, pulled up in a Mustang, I have on these dress shoes, the slacks. Every time I'm around women, I always dress up. I said the exact same thing that he said, just in my words. Every woman literally had their ear on the table to hang on to every word that I was saying, because they looked at it like, this is a program that I can fall under. This is something that I see that he's living, so now I have no choice but to respect it. This sounds toxic, but you do have to manipulate a woman's emotions, and you have to make her wrong.
Yeah.
You have to make her wrong, and you have to make her see that she's wrong. These women feel like that the bare minimum that they're doing for themselves, remaining in survival mode, living paycheck to paycheck, and not needing a man for them to remain in survival mode is cool, until they see somebody that's really thriving in life. And then they realize, I could be doing so much better with him. And then that automatically creates the submission right there.
Yeah.